Well, here we are pulling up to Todd Clippinger's place. We're going to come in and check out his shop and see what he's got for us. Looking forward to a visit with Todd.
I'm sure he's out in the shop where he usually is. Mr. Clippenger!
How is everybody?
They're good.
The kids grow, like every time I see them, they've gone up. So it's good to see you guys.
Yeah. Hey everybody, we are here out in Billings, Montana with my good buddy Todd Clippenger. This is our first day out on the Sawdust Tour, and I can't tell you how excited I am to spend some time with my buddy Todd. This is a great way to start off our tour. So I wanted to introduce you to Todd. Todd, thanks for having us over your shop. Always an excitement to spend some time with a fellow woodworking buddy. Todd, tell us what's going on in your life and what you've just come through as far as some of the woodworking projects you've been doing, and kind of what's on the horizon in your shop.
Well, it's always great to have you stop by. I always love the energy that you bring to the shop. And it's just always wonderful to rub elbows with another pro woodworker. Right now, you know, of course, as a lot of people may or may not know, to let everybody know that we both were shown at the Museum of the Rockies.
Yep.
So that was actually, while it's very prestigious, there was a lot of work involved with that. So that ended up in November 1st the show started, so yeah. we had to be done by like 27th of October. I think I was pushing that a little bit. And then of course there was a month there where I was working on the Prairie Chandelier, and I really didn't have time to do the projects that I had on the table for my clients. Right. So it's kind of funny how much of a bungee effect, you know, you're stretching your time and then it contracts and stretches. And so basically, I've been playing a lot of catch up, trying to get projects done and out to my clients. Right. So, you know, the business is always very dynamic. But what's kind of neat is I am staying busy. Right now, one of the big things is I've been air drying material for 3 years for a rustic office. And I started 3 years ago with 10 by 10 beams that are 12 and 14 feet long. Wow. They're Doug fir beams, and I've been milling those down and air drying them. And I've virtually taken them from 24% moisture content down to they're falling anywhere in between 5.5% to 8%, and some of the material still is about 15%, but I have enough material I can go ahead and build my project.
Where'd you get these beams from?
Well, they were, the clients had built a post and beam home. It's a gorgeous home, and they had several beams left over from the construction of the house. They've been sitting out for 12 years, and we thought they would kind of be dry. Well, once I actually cut them open, we found out that basically they were even a little bit wetter than what framing lumber would be, which is normally around 21%. Right. So as you know, as furniture makers, we have to have a material down to anywhere in the 5 to 8% range. Anything above that increases our risk for shrinking and twisting over time.
And that's a problem even in these high and dry climates, even out here in Montana. I can't imagine what it'd be like out someplace where there's a lot of humidity. Right. Well, Todd, I'm always impressed with your shop. I mean, you are a man always on a journey to increase the efficiency of your shop. And I learned a lot of things when I come over to your shop, and I don't know if you see me walking in here looking around going, I could do that, I should be thinking about that. So, you know, we always steal ideas from each other.
Right,
you know?
right.
And that's good. That's a part of what you're about, and a part of what I'm about is sharing information in the woodworking community. Right. I know that you're part of Lumberjacks a lot, and I don't know, I've been following Lumberjacks much in the last few weeks, but I know that you have a very key role in Lumberjacks is being one who gives information out there, and that's really exciting for me. And I took inspiration from what you've been doing there as part of what we're doing here in the Sawdust Tour. Because
well, that's cool.
Part of our vision too is to build a community through our travels. To spread some goodwill and some kind of an ambassadorship, so to speak, of what we do.
And my own site actually is just it's a single repository for all the stuff that I put on Lumberjacks. It's really the same information at my site.
And what is your site again?
AmericanCraftsmanWorkshop.com.
AmericanCraftsmanWorkshop.com.
Yeah.
Great.
So you know, that just makes it an easy way to go to one single location that you can go through the blogs and not have to filter through everybody else's. But I miss sharing in as much as I used to, but a lot of that simply has to do with my workload. And I do operate professionally as a contractor and pro woodworker. I'm constantly doing built-ins, and business eats a lot of your time.
Well, you're like me in the sense that you have a heart and passion for doing what you need to do, but you also but you also need to pay the bills, you know.
Right.
But the thing I've noticed, at least for me, and I can only imagine for you, by doing kind of both side by side, there's seasons of times that you're going to be doing things better in one moment versus the others, and higher responsibilities. But one tends to validate the other. You know, your work, the jobs that you get, kind of is one of the places where you get the information, you get the experience, you get the knowledge base that you can then pass on to other people. And so that's always a good mix, I think.
I think you know, one of my last videos was about cutting melamine, and I think one of the things that's kind of important out of that, and I have video number 2 I got to finish putting together. It's very important to understand that I've sharpened my hand skills by handling material, no matter what it is, whether it's laminate or whether it's curly cherry and curly maple, or some fine exotic hardwood, or handling man-made sheet goods. I'm constantly using my hands every day, and I'm beating that path from my hands to my brain. And there's a repetition and a muscle memory that's being built, and an accuracy that's being compounded upon. And I know my tools, and I know exactly how materials handles, and all those things are important. So woodworkers shouldn't be put off by using common materials that contractors use, because there's something very important about that. You're still, if you're building shop cabinets, or maybe building cabinets for your garage or cabinets for your house, you're still exercising the same skills. It's just not kind of exotic and glamorous, but still the work is very important.
What is the one thing in this shop that you are the most proud of?
The discipline, the space and the discipline with which I execute to keep it efficient. You know, I use the shop. I've been accused of having a trophy shop and not using it. Quite honest, you know, and of course these are guys that haven't seen my portfolio. So I actually build all the time in the shop. I really didn't even have to clean up before you came over. But I use the shop and I clean. And actually the cleaning is not because I'm just super anal retentive about keeping a clean shop. It's part of my thought process. I use the shop, and a lot of times as part of my process and workflow, I might do all my rough milling, and then I'll clean up that mess while I'm thinking in detail about the next step. And I am very good about putting everything back. You know, everything, there's a place for everything, and everything in its place. And it's because when my mind is building in my head, the project in my head, I don't want to think about where do they put this tool, this chisel, or my card scraper, or my marking gauges. I can automatically reach for them. They're always there. I always know where the stuff's at, because for me, and not everybody thinks a little bit different, but for me, having everything in its place keeps my brain from getting too scattered. So it's a lot of it is just recognizing how your mind works and going with that. And I do believe also that I do have a more efficient shop because I keep it clean, but also I think it's safer as well.
Well, that's great. Well, Todd, you are officially our first interview of the Sawdust Tour, and like I mentioned before, we are just excited about connecting a thread in the community of woodworking. And we're so excited about that. And one idea that I had was being able to make a connection between the interviews that we do from the beginning to the end. And so our idea is actually to start off by giving a simple gift. Right? And the gift is simply just a tool that I've used, right? It's not that it's anything special. It's not that it's anything super expensive. You might already even own it. But it's an intention of goodwill to pass forward. I'm going to give that gift to you. And assuming you want to participate, you're going to give a gift to the next guy. You want maybe an extra tool or something that's that you don't use anymore, or something that has some special story that you're willing to pay it forward. And what it's going to help do is tie our woodworking community together, because we're all kind of out there doing our thing,
Right.
and so often we feel isolated. You know I'm down in the Bitterroot Valley. I'm a little bit isolated from others, and sometimes I can be in my own routine and forget that there are other people who are passionate about woodworking just like you and I are. Right?
That's right.
So I simply have my scratch awl here that I just put my initials on the back end.
That's pretty awesome.
I hope that maybe when you use that, you might just remember another woodworker is out there in the battle with you. All right.
Well, I'll certainly use this, Andy, because I use a scratch awl all the time.
Excellent.
It's one of those tools. I call this my box of snakes, and it's got all my chisels and my marking gauges and everything, and I certainly always appreciate being able to draw on the scratch awl. So I certainly will treasure this.
Very good.
You know, I do have something to pass on. Yes.
All right.
All right. This is a brand new set
Oh my.
of Crown Tools bench chisels.
Oh my.
So you can pass these on down the line. I think it's a great opportunity, and I've only used these a little bit, but I think it would be a great opportunity to pass these on to somebody else,
Very nice.
and know that it's with my blessing that they use them.
That's very nice.
And they better use them.
I'm sure
That's
they
the
will.
condition.
This is a great gift. Now, what I'm going to ask you, we'll do this maybe after we stop filming, but I would like you to put your initials on.
I will.
And they'll be able to reference back to this guy out in Billings, Montana.
That's
who's
right.
Been very gracious and
That's right.
and sending this forward. I think you get the spirit of it, Todd. Thank you very
Sweet.
much. Well, Todd, it's been a very, very much a pleasure, and I want to end our little interview with a gift to you. This is our Sawdust Tour T-shirt.
Well, I appreciate
that. And this is going to be given to everyone who we have a chance to be in contact with as far as interviews. And this is your copy of it. And,
awesome.
Hopefully you can wear it with pride. And we're grateful
Sawdust Tour.
that Festool has actually helped sponsor our tour.
That's cool that Festool's backing you on
Yeah,
this too.
they're really, really good, and good. They offer good tools as well. So.
They do. I've got the Domino,
Yeah.
the AT65 circular saw, the long guide, the short guide, and I've got their